What's going on? Number 1, no measurable goals. I've talked about goals before in terms of SMART goals, SMART being an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's a rubric for making realistic gains in any area of life. Unfortunately, I was always a dreamer in my teens and 20s, and my dreams were never measured against anything in reality. By the time I woke up and realized this, I was ready to give up on music. I started this channel as a final brain dump for my knowledge, hoping the small amount of things I'd learned would at least save other like-minded artists and musicians some time. Over the past few years, the channel has taught me the power of hard work, consistency, helping others, and determining what I actually want out of life. Today, my goals are simple. I want to create music for fun and hang out with friends and positive, like-minded people I meet through the channel, as well as share knowledge and teach others what I've learned about writing music and recording. When you don't have your own goals and are easily influenced by the people you are immediately surrounded by, those people's goals often become your own, and you lose sight of yourself. This is why I always say, make sure you do something you want to do today, with an emphasis on you. It's not easy to know what you want. You have to discover it. But along the way, no matter what you think you want to do, make sure you always separate your dream from reality. Whatever the mountain, you can't get to the top in one giant leap. You need a realistic plan, and you need to take and accomplish the journey one step at a time. Number 2. Assuming that music was a meritocracy. There is no objective good when it comes to making music. Music is based on subjective tastes. Some people love certain types of music while other people can't stand certain artists. I've always operated from a belief in the assumption that if I just became a great songwriter by writing great indie rock songs influenced by what I thought were great indie rock musicians, my success would be inevitable and I would become a known indie rocker myself. Do you see how nebulous those statements are, especially in terms of SMART goals? I'm not sure if I ever had a concrete definition of what any of that stuff actually meant. While I think I've written some great songs and progressed immensely as a musician, singer, and songwriter, so have thousands of other people in their own right and in their own way. Coupled with the subjective nature of music making in general, it was foolish of me to think that success in the music world would actually be based on my skill set. Number 3. Not recognizing the influence of money. One thing that took me a long time to realize is that some people just have a lot of money laying around to throw at their music careers. It's often these people who you see succeeding in the music industry. If something in life doesn't make sense to you, just follow the money trail. The money trail always tells the true story. There's a lot of people involved in all aspects of the music industry who are just paying out of their own pockets to play a role they want to play. It's one gigantic vanity project. It's like pay-to-play clubs, but on a grander, shadier, and even more self-indulgent scale. How many buzz bands have you come across that are genuinely bad, but still manage to find beaming accolades in the music press? Have you ever wondered why they blow up for a second and then are never heard from again? The answer is simple. They paid some gatekeeper to amplify their message and music, and then the money ran out. Chances are whatever blog post you read about the band was actually written by the band itself. What really separates bands you've heard of from ones you haven't? I'd argue that it's mostly money, with a sprinkling of hard work, timing, and luck. Number 4. Believing in the rags to riches mythos. Everyone is selling you a story today. Stories are as old as humankind itself. Stories are the reason you enjoy all the things you enjoy and do all the things that you do. People love stories. It's part of who we are and who we want to be. Netflix knows this, YouTube knows this, I know this, and you know this, whether you realize it or not. How many times have you heard the rags to riches mythos repeated in music and art history lore? The triumph of the underdog over the will of the system. Against all odds, Johnny Rock succeeded. Just keep going, kid. You'll make it. Statistically, chances are none of us will make it. Being any sort of genuine rags to riches musician is like winning the lottery. It's based on timing and luck. The best you can hope for today is making it on your own terms, using social media to create your own world and spread your message by recording videos spewing your cynical opinions. Are you the next Kevin Shields or Mac DeMarco? Are you Kevin DeMarco? Sure, it's possible. But so is getting struck by lightning 8 times in a row. I've never even gotten struck by lightning once. We tell ourselves stories all the time. Which one are you telling yourself right now? Number 5, thinking that music would solve my problems. If you think finding success in music is going to solve any of your problems, whether they be financial, mental, social, etc., come to terms with the fact that finding success in music will not and never will. It wasn't until I started doing some serious inner work that I realized there were a lot of things about myself that needed to be repaired. I often wonder, maybe if I was a content, grateful, and self-loving person, I wouldn't even have a desire to play music at all. I don't know about you, but a lot of people I've been in bands with and have played shows with, a lot of them were damaged, outsider types of people to some degree. We're all looking for answers, something to make us feel better. And I don't think that's anyone's fault, but it's definitely something worth examining and questioning within yourself. Would you even make music or be drawn to the arts if you were truly content? The biggest mistake I've made in my pursuit of music and life in general is seeking rewards and fulfillment in the external world. You have everything you need right here. Do you define your self-worth by whether or not other people think what you're doing is great? By how many likes you get on social media posts? By how many views? If so, I want to let you know that you've decided to attempt an impossible task in an arbitrary industry where nothing makes sense, and you've probably chosen to do this subconsciously to further punish yourself and perpetuate a cycle of self-hate. At least that's a big reason why I think I've chosen to pursue music for so long. But it's also a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed creating stuff ever since I can remember, but I got lost somewhere along the way. Things got muddled. What I've learned is that the real battle is fought up here. No matter what you do, remember to love yourself. You have inherent worth just for being you.